and welcome back to Football Manager Maniac, and this is our FM20 experiment series where we just look to just experiment with tactics, and as you would have known, we've done it a few times. We have used Barcelona, we have used Real Madrid, we've used the top teams in the Premier League, we've used some lower league teams as well in the non-league, and again that just hasn't worked out for us, unfortunately. All times we have been sacked by the club. Again, it was a suicidal tactic, which is what I'd like to call it. This one's slightly different. We are using PSG and we are also using Monaco. Slightly the same, but we have lowered down our craziness from 100, which I believe our craziness was for the tactics. We've put that right down to possibly maybe a 20% craziness. But without further ado, let's go into the tactics and let's talk about it. So this one, it could be, maybe you can call it a tree, you can call it maybe a sword. I'm not too sure what you want to call it. But here we go, this is what we have. So we've got a control possession here, tactical style. As you can see, we've got a back four, and then we have two defensive midfielder. We've got two Carrielos, I think they call it. So basically, you know, with the Carriello, they are basically technically wide midfielders. So again, we're going to have the wing backs, and then obviously we're going to have the Carriellos, I think they're called, or so, whatever it is. They will be hopefully moving wide. What I'm thinking of doing is possibly maybe putting these as attack. I think that would make sense to put that as an attack. We've got a defensive midfielder with a ball-winning midfielder, and we have an attacking midfielder here and advanced forward. Again, it'll be very interesting to see how we do with this tactic. Again, this is not a crazy tactic. We have really pushed down our craziness, and I really want to see if this tactics work without playing a winger. I usually use tactics with wingers. Be interested to see how we do with this. This is not a crazy one, so you know, it's been nice to see how we do. But let's look into how our tactics is, our team instructions are, sorry. Let's look here. Right, as you can see, we're playing fairly wide as our attacking width. We want to work ball into the box. We dribble less. Again, we can't really be affording people to be dribbling it up there, otherwise we'll lose it. Shorting will be shorter, tempo obviously lower. We want to play through the middle, and we're going to underlap on the left hand side. What I would probably do is just leave that. I think I'll leave that, and then we sort it out like that. In transition, we're just going to hold our shape and counter, and again distribute to the centre backs and the wing backs it should be, and take shorter kicks. But as you can see here, especially with the counter press, you can see where the arrows are going, and that's exactly what we want. And then out of possession, as you can see, is a standard line of engagement for the attackers, and then we've got a lower defensive line, less urgent. You guys can see the rest. So let's move on to the second team, and that is Monaco. Again, their tactics is very different. Let's have a look. Okay, so as you can see here, this is a bit of a crazy one. This maybe looks like a slight Christmas tree, maybe. Slightly different here. You can see we've got a goalkeeper. We've got two defenders with two fullbacks on defend. We have an anchor man and a ball-winning midfielder, and again we have two Carrielos. Am I right? Yeah, Carrieros, Carrero, whatever you call it. Anyways, we have them there. Again, as we said, they should be taking these areas here. We have the wing backs again on defend. Then we have a second striker, really being attacking there, and obviously we have advanced forward, and it's a balance mentality. Don't know what I was going to say there. And then if we look here again, underlapping on the left and right, playing through the middle, standard passing, tempo is standard, dribble less. Again, we don't want to be going too crazy, and obviously we're going to work ball into the box. Attacking whips very narrow. In transition, we want to distribute to the wing backs and defense, actually just the defense, sorry. Holding shape and countering as always. Again, if you just look at these arrows, it tells you exactly the areas that they should be pressing, and I'm hoping that it's going to work. It's very interesting to see. And then obviously if we look at this, we've got a higher line of engagement and then a standard one for the defense. And again, let's see what we can do. The last few experiments I have done, all experiments I have been sacked. So I'm really hoping that this one we won't get sacked, but it'll be very interesting to see what we do. Let's look straight into the schedule. Last game of the season is the 23rd of May. So we'll be coming back for that, ladies and gentlemen. Hold tight. I'll see you back soon. Okay, so we are back, and as you can see, for once we have not been sacked. Wow, that is a surprising thing. Okay, so as you can see here, I guess it's quite bad. We ended up being third. With a team like PSG, you're obviously expecting them to obviously win it. But yeah, let's have a look. You can see we played 38 games, won 21, drawn a hell of a lot, 12, and lost only 5. Goal difference of 39. And if we actually look here, you can actually see Mbappe scored 30 goals for PSG. So, you know, seems to have worked. Monaco ended up, they ended up 6, sorry. And obviously, you could tell that obviously we've been sacked by Monaco, unfortunately. But if we have a look at their schedule, let's see how it started off for them. They didn't do bad in the pre-season, okay. Not really worried about that. Then they played their first game. You can see they won 2-0. I won't really go into it as much. I'll just let you guys have a little look here. So as you can see here in the month of September, only 2 wins out of 5. Not the best, but I guess it's not too bad considering who they lost to. They lost to PSG 1-0 and then Lyon 1-0. Again, you can see not a lot of goals conceded really, just a lot of draws and loss really. As you can see here, they picked it up a bit in October, winning against Nice, Dijon, Lille 1-1, and then losing to Bordeaux in the Cup. And then it got a bit worse for them in November here. As you can see, we lost to Marseille 3-1, probably the biggest score that they've lost so far. And then you can see they really drew those 3 games. Angers, Montpellier, Reims. You probably expect them to be beating them, sorry. Then you see again Rennes, we lost 2-0. Bordeaux we won 4-1, and Metz, Brest 1-1. Well, lost 1-0, which is surprising there. Then we look at the rest of it, and you can see here it's kind of bad. Not a lot of wins, a lot of losses, and yeah, that's basically about it. But we will go into PSG, and if we go into the squad and we go into the tactics, hopefully it will show us exactly who was playing where, sorry. No, it won't. But anyways, this is the tactic that we had for PSG. Again, it doesn't seem to be that bad. Okay, they came third, which is probably a very bad season for them. But let's look at the schedule. And again, it doesn't look bad. We started off the season really good. Whoopsie, sorry. We started off the season really good here. You can see here the disappointing results, probably the 1-1 against Nims, if that's or name, whatever way you pronounce that. And we went on a really big winning streak here. We're beating Monaco, Napoli, Strasbourg, Toulouse, Amiens. And as you can see again, probably disappointing one was Dynamo, drawing 1-1 away from home. But then we picked it up, beating Lyon, Saint Etienne, Benfica. And then after that, if we look again, Dijon, we should be beating them. Drew 2-2. Nice should be beating them at home. Then we lost to Marseille, and then from there you can see here we really went on doing really good here. Maybe it's a tactics that would work potentially, but they came third, so I guess it's not slightly a good season unless they won a trophy. Then that would be even better. But as you can see here, a lot of good results here. We lost in the semi-finals against Reims. Again, you probably expect us to be beating them. We only lost 1-0, but still you expect them to beat them. Then we started losing. This is where we started dropping points. Amiens, if that's how you pronounce it, or Ams. I don't know how you pronounce it, but anyways, they lost 1-0 to them. And then you can see right here in the Champions League knockout round leg 1, we lost 3-0 to Leipzig. Very big result to lose. And then after that, if we look here again, We was drawing here. We got through to the semi-finals of the French Cup, losing to Saint-Etienne 1-0, where we went on to beating Nice 5-1. Again, you can really see here how it went. And then, yep, there you go. You can see here we won the French Cup. And that's as far as it got. And you can see the last month of the season, we really started drawing a lot of games. We were not scoring for about 3 games, which is really bad. But if we can, I'm not sure if it will allow us to. If we go into the match stats, we can just have a look and see the teams that were playing. Okay, so as you can see, we had Navas in goal. We had Dagba as a right back. In defense, we had Marquinhos and Kembembe. We had Diallo on the left. In that defensive midfield, we had Gay and Paredes. And then in the midfield, Di Maria and Herrera. And then we had Sarabia and Mbappe. So it's very surprising that there was nothing for Neymar to play. I'm quite surprised. I don't think we utilised the players we could have utilised, to be honest with you. We could have potentially played Neymar maybe as the attacking, as the number 10 maybe, or even Di Maria. It's a bit weird to say that obviously we didn't use the players there, but let's go into the squad. And exactly, look here. This is surprising here. Neymar, 15 goals. We have Munier, 15. Right, I got excited here. Assist. Actually, that's a lot of assists. That's about 30, 40, 45 assists within the whole season overall. That's crazy. But if we go into the goals, we can see that this tactic slightly worked for Mbappe. Mbappe scored 41 goals in 54 appearances. That's crazy. Neymar scored 11. Munier scored 7. Verratti scored 5. That's not too bad. Icardi didn't have the best of seasons. He only played about 2 games, which is surprising. Yeah, a lot of very surprising here. When we look at the goals, a lot of goals scored, which is surprising. If we look into Navas, he played most of the games. Let's see how much he conceded. So he played 52 games overall. He conceded 32 and 27 clean sheets. It's not bad, I guess. It's not bad. But maybe, I don't know, maybe this is a tactic we'll use for another team. But yeah, that's basically about it. We know that we only won 1 trophy. That was the French Cup. But for a team like PSG, that's not good enough, to be honest. And we were 15 points away from Marseille, which is very poor. So I guess, in a sense, it's worked or not worked. But at least for once, we have not been sacked. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Football Manager Maniac. Again, this is our experiment where we just try to experiment with tactics and just see how it goes. Maybe in one save I'll use the tactics, I don't know. But finally, for once, we have not been sacked, well, by both teams. We've been sacked by Monaco, but not by PSG, which I'm very surprised by, considering that we didn't get through to the Champions League knockout stages and we didn't win the league, which is very surprising. But anyways, thank you very much for watching this Football Manager Maniac. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, hit that thumbs up and notification. Hit those comments below. I always like to interact with everybody. And again, if there is a tactic that you want me to try out with a team, or a team you would like me to try out with, just hit the comments below. I'm always open for ideas. But for me, before we go, I don't think it was a bad tactic. It didn't maybe possibly work as much as I would have liked it to work. But at least we didn't get sacked, and he seemed to have we scored quite a lot of goals, surprisingly, with that tactic. Maybe it's a case where we didn't have the players for certain positions. But thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.